Is it true? Is it false? New reports have come out and say that Shakur Stevenson could be making a big move, a career changing move. Will he sign? Will he not sign? We about to talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Hype me up. Now, this just came across the desk. I posted it on all of my social medias, and I'm just now getting to post it on here. Boxing reporter with Sports Illustrated and DAZN reporting here, 140-pound title holder Shakur Stevenson is finalizing a deal with Zuffa Boxing. Shakur Stevenson set to join Conor Benn as the most high-profile names in the Zuffa stable. Wow. So, as of this recording, this is just a rumor. File it in the Ego rumor mill. But since we got this report and this rumor, we will talk about it. And stay tuned to the end of this video. I will go over some of you guys' comments on my video. And what do I think? Don't care. Like, I don't care. This is not, for me, I'm going to get paid off this video. It's all about paper. It's the American way. The only reason I'm making this video is it's my job to inform and because I'm getting paid. I could care less. Here's why. What does that really mean? Okay, he signs a deal with Zuffa Boxing. What has Zuffa ever done in this space where it's game changed and they did something like they haven't put, for example, David Benavidez just fought Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. Great card, top to bottom, money well spent. Not only, and here's the significant difference, there are some fights where it's like, oh, that was a crazy knockout. I don't care about that. When the competition is so underwhelming that you're supposed to knock out. You got this guy from Toys R Us. You went to Chick-fil-A, my pleasure, and pulled out an employee and put some gloves on him. That's not impressive. The thing that makes a card like what Golden Boy and PBC did with David Benavidez card, Benavidez was moving up 25 pounds to a new weight class, fighting a champion who had never been stopped, and David Benavidez stopped him. That's what makes that impressive, right? You had a champion in Armando Resendez who beat Caleb Plant, who is a formidable fighter. And before that fight, if you would ask anybody who would win Caleb Plant or Jaime Munguia if they were to have fought, I think people would have said Caleb Plant, right? But then Munguia fights Resendez, has some kind of unlimited battery, and dominates. So you had competitive fights, and on paper they could have went either way, and then they went how they went. Much respect to that. Oscar Duarte, I thought he probably could have lost that fight against Fierro, who Pitbull Cruz beat, and Duarte was a favorite. So that's what we like. So until I see Zuffa Boxing put on a card that is better than that, what are we really talking? Now, they did announce a fight with El Rayo and Edwin De Los Santos. That's cool. That's probably one of their... First of all, I don't even know if signing to Zuffa aged the man, but this almost don't look like Edwin De Los Santos from the last time I seen him. So this is cool. I'm not mad at that. But here's the thing. Now that Dana White and TKO and Turkey are involved, people are going to amp this like this is gas. But PBC already gave you this on an undercard. This is somebody else's main event. After Rayo lost by bad, dominant, almost got stopped by Gary Antoine Russell, De Los Santos hasn't really been active, lost to Shakur. So again, I'm not gonna go out of my way to bash it. I'll probably, if I have time, because it's on a Sunday and I spend Sundays with my family. So depending on what time it comes on, I might check this out. It's not horrible. Again, it's probably one of their better fights. But even that is cool. This was a PBC undercard. You know what I mean? And this is a main event for Zuffa Boxing. So, yeah, Shakur could sign with him all day, but who's he going to fight the winner of this? And the other thing is, I thought Rayo moved up to 40. Remember, Tank wanted to fight him at 135? And then Robert Garcia was like, no, he's at 140 now. And then he went up and got tore up at 140 against Gary Antoine Russell. And then they were complaining about it, like they got set up. So how is Rayo fighting Edwin De Los Santos at lightweight, but he didn't want to fight Tank at lightweight? Looks suspect, right? And his fight, Keyshawn got his fight canceled with Edwin De Los Santos. So it's cool. But anyway, Shakur, I mean, Zuffa, they're going to end up learning the hard way, I feel, because they are overpaying fighters trying to get started. And it reminds me of the scene in 8 Mile where he said, ain't you listen to the last round, meathead? Pay attention. You're saying the same ish that he said, right? You're making the same exact mistakes that other promoters made just before you made them. A bunch of money trying to sign up whoever, but they were giving these contracts to people who weren't stars. You know, that's not a diss. That's not a knock. But like to give Tevin Farmer $3-5 million to the point where he's turning down Tank on Showtime, like it messes up the market. You know what I mean? Because some guys just are stars and some guys aren't. Shakur's a good little fighter, but people were literally at Newark walking out of his own show. They've been putting him on undercards. Conor Benn, he ain't no factor in America, and he failed a PED test. So it's like $15 million. I know if you're giving him that, you got to pay Shakur something handsome. And then they're talking about Devin Haney could get $100 million. Bob Arum, Oscar De La Hoya, right? Eddie Hearn, they all said they lost money on Devin Haney, right? And it's not really profitable. So Zuffa, you know, best of luck. They're trying to wave money around and lure people in. Cool. And then when you get that done and then you find out there's no ROI and lose a bunch of change, then what? And then more importantly for Shakur, I care about who is this man finna fight. I don't really care about if he was with Eddie Hearn on DAZN, right? And then this man keep calling out Tank, but then you keep moving further and further away from him. It was bad enough you moved to Eddie Hearn and DAZN and Turkey, but now you're with Zuffa. You about to be wearing a uniform.